So anyway, the restore is great for large items and home furnishings. The Christian Center takes clothing and smaller items, jewelry, handbags, shoes, footwear, seasonal wear, all those type of things. Big Brother and Big Sisters, the bins all over town, they're really convenient because if you're doing it Saturday or late in the evening and you just want it out of your house, you take it and you dump in any of the blue bins. They're in all the parking lots of all our grade schools around town and some of the grocery stores. So they take all those items, homewares and clothing, bedding, linens, that type of thing.
And you can get a tax receipt even though you drop those in a bin. You can go on their website and they'll do a tax receipt.
Yes, and it tells you right on the outside of the box, the big blue box, their address to go. I've done that many times. The library takes all books. They do not take magazines or textbooks, but they take everything else. Both of our libraries in town, and they do 2 fundraisers a year. So the books that you donate to them, they in turn sell it, and it gives them funding to purchase new books, which is great. The recycling center also takes small housewares, furniture, and I think they take a lot of things that are in even a state of a little more disrepair. Just because if it doesn't sell, they just recycle it right there. The Peace House likes newer items, but all sorts of houseware and clothing. The People's Health Clinic, I believe, takes books. They used to take books for children,
Children's
right?
books, yes.
Yeah. And they love Hispanic
And medical
books.
supplies. If you take care of at home, if you're home caring for somebody and they no longer need tubing
Medical
or
equipment.
medical, yes.
That's great to know.
We get people all the time with crutches and all that
Yeah,
stuff at our back
the crutches,
door.
we don't have that. We usually bring those down to Salt Lake. Like if we get orthopedic boots and
I was
we
going to
don't
say, so many
use
people
those.
have those things,
We pass those on.
coolers that feed the
Yeah,
ice
the
water
ice
through and
machines,
the
yes.
braces. And do you like
We
those?
don't use those because we don't provide that kind of, I work at People's Health Clinic.
Yeah.
We don't provide that kind of care, so we wouldn't be sending patients home with those, but we pass them on to other organizations that would use it, like Globus International.
Okay.
So yeah.
Two pieces of the same heart, two halves of the same story, two harmonies to the same sound. Perfect fit, and you're getting more, and the pieces fall into place. It's incredible. Ooh, 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 it's incredible. It's incredible.
All right. Recycling. Obvious is the recycling center. There's also a gentleman in town named Stuart Knockless. He has a company called The Green Machine. He'll come to your home for a nominal fee. He'll pick up recycling, trash, yard rubbish. Great guy. I think he used to work for the recycling center, and now he's a colorful guy, but lovely, very dependable. And he always has his dog with him, so that's great. Another place for trash, if you have a large amount of trash, and especially mattresses, toxic chemicals, open paint, those type of things, they need to go to the dump. And I can give you contacts for all these, or they're all very easy to find online. Let's see here. Anyway, lastly, if you're just giving away items, Restore, again, Facebook Park City online yard sale. Maybe it's something cumbersome that the Restore doesn't want, and you just don't want to pay to have someone pick it up and take it to the dump. You put it on the free cycle on the Park City online yard sale. People will come and take it off your hands for free. KSL as well has a free spot. Let's see here. Next door, I'm sure you can get rid of things for free. And
A word of wisdom: if you're donating something for free on like KSL or something, I would not list it at the same time as when you're selling something, because your phone gets blown up and it's hard to like organize your selling versus donating texts and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a great point. Thank you. Anyway, just rule of thumb when you're donating or selling anything, the rule, and maybe this is obvious, forgive me if it's obvious, but I like to think about it like this. Is this something I would give my child, or someone that I cared about that was moving into a new home or a new apartment and they needed things? Would they need or want want this stuff, then I would try to donate or sell it. If it's broken at all, stained, has pet hair all over it, it's questionable, it needs fixing, it needs a cord, it just needs a little gluing or tweaking, it needs to be recycled or trashed, because just because people are shopping for bargains doesn't mean they have a lot of time to, go out and find the cord that goes with the, keyboard or the blender or whatever. So make sure the things that you donate or sell are in good working order. So those are pretty much my guidelines. At this time, I think I'll just ask if you have more questions. Do you want to have like water and a bite to eat and talk for a minute and then ask some questions? Sure.
So I have small kids, and I'm 6-year-old, and brings home a lot of stuff from school and art and stuff. What's your advice on like what you keep for kids? Like what is important to keep, and what can I sneak and throw away from?
All right.
Or how do you manage the stuff?
Yeah, the way I think about it too, and there's a couple other moms, so if you have input, jump in. But I think of it when they're probably till about 10 years old, that's when they're turning out the maximum artwork. I think save what's really creative or valuable. It has early math on it, early drawings, early handwritings. If it's something out of a coloring book or a ditto that 1 + 1 is 2, anything with noodles or glitter, it goes out. Anything that really shows a little talent, has their handprint on it, I love you mom, and mom spelled with W's, save that. Put it in a bin or a box somewhere, and I think at the end of every school year, you should cull it to really get rid of the stuff that's not valuable and try to keep it to one box or something. Another thing that you can do, there's all sorts of online places like Instagram will help you print out little books super easy. There's a place online called artkey.com, and they have a really great and easy way that you can send your children's art in, whether it's annually or biannually or whatever, and they will photograph it all and put it together for you nicely, and you can get rid of the originals. Maybe you want to keep a box, but just think about like when this child is 21 or 25 and they really leave the home, what will they find value in? So they're not going to find value in boxes and boxes, but maybe if you can boil it down to one under the bed thing or a couple books with pictures in it, keep the quality, not the quantity. So does anyone else have art advice for kids?
I was gonna say the same thing as a book. What I'd meant to do when my kids were little was to take pictures and create like a Shutterfly book, and every year have something of. Then you can kind of watch them progressing, but I didn't. I just threw it all out.
He brings home like if you made a replica of something or a mask,
Melanie, what I used to do is we had bins in our kitchen that the kids they would show me, and then it would go into the bin. And at the end of the school year, I know your kids are a little bit younger, but when they're elementary school age, it really works. So at the end of the school year, that was like one of our first summer projects every year, is they got to go through and pick their top 5 favorite things that they did out of the whole school year. And the rest
How do they handle this other stuff going away? Because mine has found stuff in the recycle bin or the trash.
I think it's because you're letting them pick. Because you're letting them pick.
Yeah.
I think that
The
kind of
hardest thing
always
is the
helps.
3D things, like the masks and the collages and the big
Yeah.
sculptures. And if you have bookshelves or place to display it for a while, and after 2 or 3 years, if the gloss is worn off or they're producing better stuff, get rid of it all. But just, I think, really try to keep it to a minimum.
Give it to the aunts and grandparents. And they can deal with it.
They're obligated to keep it.
Give it to Mariana. She'll keep it.
You can send it to Santa.
It's on display at work.
They've left the house and they're storing their things in their house.
They're storing their things in your home.
I'll keep that, don't throw that away.
What point are these people in their lives?
They're like 26.
They give them a deadline. They need to have it out by the end of the year. If they want to rent a storage unit and save all that stuff, if it doesn't fit in their home. But just say you're doing a big purge and they have till December 1st, or give them a deadline. You don't have to store everyone's stuff forever. It's one thing if they're still in college or first job and they live in 300 square feet in San Francisco or something, have a heart, but at a certain point you have to.
They are in small apartments, I get it, but their space is small.
can give them a limit. I can hold 4 boxes for you, but the rest has to go. So next time they visit, they have to cull it down. Yeah. Did you have a question?
Yeah, so a lot of garage clutter comes from, at least for me, a mindset of, oh, I might need that someday, right, in 3 years, and don't want to have to go to Home Depot and buy new. So how do you help people get past that mindset, like I might need it
I might need it someday.
down the road?
That's a good one. I think virtually everything is replaceable. It just depends how much space they're willing to devote. Again, let's say Christmas lights. Maybe they're still in new packages, or maybe they have bins of old Christmas lights. When was the last time they used them? If they haven't used the multicolored lights that are kind of weird and really old in the last 2 years, take them to the recycling center. Or do you take Christmas lights here? You do?
Oh, no, we do.
All right.
He's
well,
cringing.
check the Restore Recycling Center, but they'll take them. If you haven't used it in 2 years, rule of thumb is get rid of it. But if you're still on the edge, do you need 75 extension cords? You probably need 5. You know, a couple small brown ones, a couple big orange ones, but not bins and bins. Keep some, but not all. Keep the best. Another thing is just organize it really well. Use your space vertically in garages. There's a product that they sell at Home Depot. It's really inexpensive. It's called Fast Track, and it's made by Rubbermaid. Are you all familiar with it? It's a black strip that goes into your studs on the wall, and they sell a variety of hooks. You can put so much stuff on it, get it off the floor if you have super high garages. Put those things all the way up, you know, cords and lawn chairs, but if things are old and you haven't used them, you can always replace them if you need to. You can always borrow them if you need to. You can rent a lot from the rent-a-center if you need to. So let it go.
Let it go.
Someone had to.
Back to your boxes. Do you want to elaborate on that anymore? Your banana boxes. For example, you have a whole room. Like, where do you start with the room?
That's probably what my question was. How do I decide what a good chunk is? Because I did these 6 boxes,
Yep.
and I did everything, but then get rid of everything that was left over. Because I integrated stuff that I wanted to keep into my closet, and actually got containers and sort of reorganized those sections because I had to. But again, I have boxes and piles of clothes to give away. Now that I know I don't have to do anything tax-wise, I can just take them. And I think the Christian Center is probably a place I could take them.
Christian Center loves clothing.
Trash clothes, like garbage that's clothing, to like recycle that. Because I tried taking that to the recycle center and they won't take
Right.
clothing.
You know what? There are a couple stores, and I should know a better answer to this, but I actually don't. I'd have to research it. Maybe I can look it up for you and send you a note if you want to leave me your email. But I know there's some stores like H&M that takes clothing back, and they'll give you a discount off new clothes. But shoot, I just read something. I actually don't have.
It's trash though. Like I'm not donating the clothes. We've got a big spot on it.
Right.
Didn't I hear they were using it for like insulation?
There are
Yeah, they
places.
do recycle it. But
You
the
know what?
recycle center doesn't
I will
take
look
it.
that up and see if I can find an answer for you if you
Yeah.
want to give me your email. Because there are places. Normally, I just donate it all and let them
And that's
decide.
what I've always done, but I feel bad because then they have to sort the
Creates
trash.
more work for them, right?
Yeah.
So,
I actually did separate.
yeah, clothing is one of the largest contributors to landfill.
I know. I do want to recycle it. I'm
Yeah.
trying to put as little as possible in it.
Right.
Michelle, if you have a good answer for that too, let us know. We can post it on our Facebook page
All right.
too.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
good.
And share that out. 'Cause I don't know about any of that either.
If you want to fill out one of these and drop it, I can draw at the end and offer someone 2 hours if you're organizing it. So.
Everyone just was like,
So you have these
"Ooh."
boxes,
Right,
and
get it
you
done.
just need to get rid of them. So now you can donate the clothing. And did you
Yeah.
make a dent in the room? What else was in there?
Oh, there's a lot of boxes.
Yeah.
So I was going to mention, like, I'm going to get down to the boxes of literally my childhood trophies that I've been carrying around. And someone said, you should just take them out and take pictures of them. I'm like, that's an awesome idea. I've yet to get that to that box. So I've got all kinds of things like that. And each one is kind of its own little project. Like, that's going to be a project.
Yeah.
All
sentimental is
then I
take
can get rid of them.
sentimental and paperwork and photographs take the most time. So when I'm working with people, if there's a whole house, usually we set those off. We just keep sorting those off to the side because they are end project and they're very personal. It's not something you can usually help people with a lot. They really need to sit down and read their old cards and letters and look at photos to decide. But so I saved the sentimental for last.
But sometimes it's just getting started and finish what you start, right?
Right.
Get
Because
started
I
and
got
finished.
most of the way through. The gal, or the Joy gal,
Right.
got me motivated to get through all these boxes, except I just didn't finish.
Right.
I feel like for me, like scheduling it in my phone or something where I'm gonna get around my hair, like I can't ignore it or postpone it easily. Like maybe if you actually write it out, this time for this time.
Schedule a couple
on
hours a
these
week.
days, you can chip away at it or something.
And if there's true categories in that room, like clothing, or maybe there's games, and then there's sentimental items, tackle the easy things first, the books and the clothing. Those just need a quick decision and out they go. So the more space you have at the end, you'll really be able to then lay out the sentimental and sit down with a block of time and really look through the things and take the pictures and send in to make the book. But go for the low-hanging fruit first. If there's linens and clothing, you can get through that pretty quickly. Any other questions?
So tackling a hoarding situation. It really is, you know, my it's just my parents in the house. It's six bedroom house, and they've got like half of a bedroom that
Is functional.
is functional. So it's like a huge task.
We have to think that it took 30 to 40 years of them, like ants, like bringing in bag after bag, gathering the stuff. So it's very time consuming to go through it, as you know, and it's overwhelming, and there might be some hidden treasures in there. So you really do need to look through everything. At the same time, hoarding, and I'm not a specialist, and there are some people in Salt Lake I can refer you to. But there's some dangers because there might be, you know, mold, or a lot of times with hoarding, I don't mean to embarrass, but there can be animal feces, mice, and bugs, and bed bugs, and they have pets. The pets certainly hide little presence places, and so sometimes you need masks and gloves and proper clothing to go through it. Probably have appliances that aren't working, and so it's a big job, and you really need a professional. And if you're an organizer, I don't really specialize in that. And if they're there too, there's a lot of emotion going on with you.
It's a big problem.
So you just have to allocate time because it's a huge project to undertake. And again, I think just space by space, you have to start sorting out the trash. You have to have a dumpster and, you know, a certain place to sort things that you're able to sell or release or donate, and just keep moving it out. I don't know what your timeline is. If maybe you only have a month, that definitely puts the pressure on everyone involved, but plan on maybe 6 months, depending if.
I mean,
About
that's
right.
kind of the plan, yeah. We're gonna do 12 hours this weekend with his whole family and
Garbage bags
start
and
it
gloves and masks
and then start
and-
doing it incrementally. The hardest part, I think, will be getting his parents to be willing to let go of stuff.
Right. Well, there's some books on it too, but they talk about giving things that deserve respect. So if they have maybe a high school Letterman jacket, that's something that's really meaningful. But then, you know, the members only jacket from 1970, not so much.
Yeah. Well, we've been looking, and we actually just sent, we put different, like, people in charge of different teams. He has a family that's huge, like 15 kids.
Well, that's great.
And so everyone has their thing that they're over and their little team. And so we actually took a picture of this and sent it to them, because we've been looking at places that maybe his dad and mom would feel better about their stuff going to, like something that they really believe in a cause.
Meaningful places.
Mhm.
Again, it's time
Yep.
consuming to find those places, but it does help.
Yeah.
And maybe even if they knew a little bit more about the resources in town, a lot of people say things like, well, I don't just want to give my nice clothes to the Christian Center. well, the people that shop at the Christian Center need nice clothes. So
Yeah.
maybe if they knew a little bit more about who's shopping there, the families that, you know, they take care of our children in town, they clean our homes, they landscape our yards, and they have families, and they went through huge ordeals to get here. And sometimes just knowing a little bit more about where things are going,
Yep.
it makes it a little bit more personal and
Knowing
easy
it's
for
going to
them
good
let
home.
go. So that always kind of cracks me up when people say that. Well, I don't give my nice stuff to them. It's like, well, that's what they want. They don't want your junk. They need your nice
Right.
things.
Did you say you
That's,
lived in,
you know,
this house is in Heber?
It's in Provo.
No,
Oh,
they
it's
yeah.
in Provo, okay.
Yeah, his
'Cause I was
parents live
gonna
in
say
Provo.
St. Lawrence, if you were in Heber, then St. Lawrence is another.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's but maybe for some of our stuff.
Yeah,
There's
most
places that
donation facilities are partnered with a mission. So, for example, the Restore, right? Everything we sell here, all the money goes towards affordable and safe living homes for people in our own community.
Right.
The Savers in Salt Lake are Big Brothers Big Sisters. So you
Okay.
donate your clothes there, they sell them, and all the funds go to help the Big Brothers Big Sisters program.
Well, and when you're talking about like your clothes, now my ex-wife is the treatment manager for Savers, so like, you may think it's stained, but they'll take it and they'll decide a lot of it, they weigh it, Savers pays Big Brothers and Big Sisters. Savers sells it, what they can't sell, sometimes they'll donate it to some third world country, and so they kind of try to process through it too.
Oh, it's 7. I didn't think I'd talk for an hour. I should let you all go. But if you have questions, please email me, please call me. I always do a 30-minute consult for free, so if you want just some ideas, I'm happy to look for someone and send you some names too. It sounds like if you're dividing people up into teams and have a big family, you have a great start.
Yeah.
But get a dumpster.
So,
Yep. Yeah, we have a
and
couple
like
trailers.
you said, there's
and-
mold problems and repairs, and it's going to be a feat. But it'll be good. I think it's going to be really good and helpful for them.